Hi Juvies, here's Alexandra again, and today we have a look at a painting tutorial on Skaven, the Skaven Clanrat to be exact. A big thank you goes to Sean from Blue Table Painting, who donated this miniature to me, so I can give you this tutorial now. So, at first you can see this miniature is already primed. You can see that on the base. I used an Army Painter spray primer, uniform grey, for that. So now let's take our palette and start with the first base coat colors. The first color I'm going to use is Pastel Brown. Just take a little bit on the palette, a little bit water in it to give it a better flow, and then we are good to go. First I'm going to prime the whole skin of the Clanrat in this pastel brown tone. I use, like usual, my good old handy dandy base coat brush from Games Workshop. Yes guys, I know GW don't make the best brushes in the world, and it's quite hard to find a good base coat brush, but the thing is, it is worth it. The base coat brush has basically the best size to hold a good amount of paint, to paint on good amount of coatings, and it also provides you, when you have a good one, with a very decent and long-living pointy edge. So it is quite easy to paint almost everything with this brush. If you have problems with this kind of brushes, to find a good one, well, sometimes the hairs on the end tend to split a little bit. Nothing to worry about. Just cut away with a hobby knife the hairs that are sticking out, and, well, usually then you have a good brush. And if you treat them well, they will last very long. So, like usual, I will finish up the painting job at the brown now. And I'm back in a second. And there we are back. Now with sound effect. So, the next color will be a mix of Macrate red and a tiny little drop of black in it. So it is a darker red tone. And we are painting now the complete clothing of the miniature. Also quite easy, quite fast. But don't be sloppy, so every painting mistake is correcture work you have to do afterwards. So try to hit it with the first stroke. And now I'll finish up the job. Be right back. Next stage will be painting the tail in flesh tone. I use for this the Talon Flash foundation paint. A little bit more water in it so it flows better. So what I present here is a quick and easy method on painting Skaven. You, as Skaven player, have probably to paint about, well, 1 till 200 of them. And so making each and every one of them to a display case miniature would be quite a challenge. So Also, now the snout of the miniature will be painted in that tone. So, yeah, that's okay. So, next step will be the metal parts. Oh, no, I forgot a little bit of clothes down there. Forgetting to paint something is one of the baddest mistakes that can happen. Even at such a tiny miniature. So, okay. Now let's go for the metal parts. I use for that Balkan metal. Good old Balkan metal. So, just paint it on. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Yeah, what shall I talk about? Well, I'm painting silver here. Nothing very exciting to talk about. Well, while I'm painting here the silver parts, you could start to type in a comment or two. I like reading comments. And to be honest, reading comments is the one reason that keeps me doing all this videos here on YouTube for you guys. So if you want to support me, leave me a comment, or two, or three, or even more. So, now the weapon. And, well, for Skaven, we are almost done for the base coat. There's a little spot I also forgot for the red. So, let's paint it. There you go. So, now just two different brown tones for the wood. And we are almost ready. So let's take for the shield now. Snakebite leather. Whoop. Whoop-de-whoop. Oh, let's take that also for the spear. The wrappings around the spear we can leave in that gray color. So, inside of the shield. So, very fast paint job. Damn it, there I made a painting mistake. So let's fix that. Okay, fixed. And now, last but not least, 2 parts left. This little bit metal around the shield. Here's a little bit of wood left. So, done. And the teeth. So, let's go for the shield with 10 bits. There we go. So, now the teeth. I would suggest, maybe bleach bone. Yeah, that might be a good one. So, just go slightly over it. Oh, we could also paint the nose in black. So. Now he's almost done. I'll let him dry now, and then we will hit him with a wash. Be right back. And there I am back. Well, for this instance we use Devlin mud to give the whole miniature a wash now. You could also use Ogren Flesh Wash or Griffon Sepia or Badab Black. It totally depends on your own taste. Or you could mix up your own washes by mixing 2 different washes to 1. Totally depends on your own taste. So, quite easy. Just slop it on. So, for gaming purposes, when you want to paint about 100 to 200 of those reds, I think that is quite enough. But, well, I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't go further. So, be right back when this is done, and then we'll go on highlighting him. So, let's make this little red look better. I'll start now highlighting the clothes by using Scab Red. And I'm painting over the highlight parts and leave out the recesses with a dark tone. So quite easy, barely touching. Just follow the lines of the clothing and you're good to go. Okay, there we go. Now we go a step higher and we will mix in to our skip red a blob of blood red. As usual, a little bit water into the paint to have a bit of flow. Now we'll go on highlighting, and as usual we leave a little bit of the skip red behind so we get a nice color transition. So, like that. Yeah. You can see now the dried version, and what we'll do now is take pure blood red for the last final highlights. Just on the top parts. So and I think the reds are done now. Now let's take a look at the view of the model. We'll take now Bestia Brown again to make the first highlight. And also leave the recesses and a little bit of the older color behind. So, don't overdo it. This is just a little red, so don't have to make a doctor work here. Let's drop there. So, okay. And now we will put a tiny little bit of bleach bone into the Bestia Brown. and make the final highlight. On the most upper parts. So, I think that's enough for this little rat. And the miniature is almost playable. Ah, we forgot something, the eyes. So, for that I need a finer brush. I will use my detail brush, and here you can see how good Citadel brushes may work. This brush is, well, let me guess, 15 years old at least. So, just paint a little red in the eye. Red brush for red eyes. So, now it's time to make the base. We take a little bit of white glue and sand we need afterwards. So, let's remove the red from my holder. This is poster tag, by the way, if you are interested in that. Now we'll just paint the base with white glue. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum. Dum-dum-dum-dum. So, oops, here's my sandbox. A little bit sand over it. Wipe off the excess. And the red is sanded. So let's put it back on here. Now we'll hit it directly with Devlin mud wash. Just carefully tap it on. Don't push too hard, that will loosen the wet sand already. But after this here is dry, it is bomb safe. Okay. Now I will paint the base corner in scorched brown. There we go. The miniature is done. It only needs to dry now. I hope you liked this little tutorial, and we see us in the next video. Your Alexandra.